Welcome, and thank you for joining us for another one of Mike and Billy's Whiskey Reviews.
Mike and Billy.
I am Mike, and with me as always is Billy, and today we bring you the Bruichladdich.
Brookie?
Scottish Barley. Scottish Barley, the classic Laddie. Real quick shout out to Keith, Malt Man Cave. Thank you very much for giving me the rest of this bottle, Keith. I don't know how much you gave me because I can't see through the bottle.
That's an interesting bottle.
Yeah, because that's a different looking bottle.
Yeah, I asked him what we were doing today, and he sent me a link to this, and I was like, what is this? What are we doing?
So this is an Isla distillery, so same place Lagavulin and the Friggin Ardbeg come from. They do a peated and a non-peated version. This is a non-peated whiskey. I can't seem to find an age statement. I want to say it's around 8 or 9 years old, or at least I felt like I got some information that said that. It's 50% ABV, and again, as I said, unpeated. This is the third version of this distillery we brought. We did the local barley.
Okay.
We did which was a decent whiskey. We did the 23-year-old Black Art, which was an incredible whiskey.
Which we only had a weird little bottle of. I remember that.
Yeah, the guys at
I do remember that.
The Party Source gave me a pretty healthy sample.
They really did.
4 or 5 ounce sample. I mean, it was a hefty sample.
It was a decent sized bottle.
But we want to thank you, Keith. We appreciate you letting us try this one. I have seen this a few times around, but never really picked it up. It's always nice to have a malt mate that you can share some whiskey with, so that way you don't have to buy all of them yourself. You can try a few different ones.
There's malt heads out there.
I tell you what, I always say that. We started a Facebook a group. If you're in Ohio, it's kind of wordy, the Ohio Single Malt Scotch Whiskey Society. Whiskey with no E.
Right.
Yes. Proper like. So we started that thing. So if you're in Ohio and you want to be part of the group, me and the Malted Man Cave, Billy, of course, we're all part of that group. We wanted to kind of get together, once a month or so and kind of share some whiskeys. But that's what it's all about, sharing this whiskey. And Billy, I got to tell you, it's a weird looking bottle.
It is a weird looking bottle.
I mean,
it's a strange color.
It's like turquoise.
It's medicine-y kind of thing, feeling. It comes in a tin. Like, it's strange. And then they got this gray cap on top of it. Like,
I like the tin.
I love tins. Don't get me wrong. I got nuts and bolts and screws and.
It's just a different color. Like typically when I think of like Scotch whiskey, I think I don't know.
Is it green? Is it blue? I don't know.
It's turquoise. It's green and blue. Anyways,
it's insane.
Enough time on that. I believe this is natural color and unchill filtered, from what I understand. The color is a light gold, gold minus 2 or 3, I'd say. Light gold, but I do like what they're doing as a distillery. I like no coloring. I like not chill filtered. When they get some time, because they were mothballed in the 90s for a while, they weren't producing. When they get some time to really build up their stocks, I know they make some great whiskeys, because that Black Art was just an incredible, rich, rounded, fantastic whiskey that I got to get another bottle of that.
I was checking to see if that was just like a shrink wrap thing on there. That's not, folks. I mean, that's like...
It's a solid bottle.
It is a heavy bottle.
What is it? That's almost like made out of...
Lead.
It's hefty.
It's probably made out of lead.
It's hefty. Billy, where you say natural color, light gold, what do you get on the nose?
Strange. Very, like the first whiff I took, this is a strange nose.
It's high alcohol content. You can smell that right away.
You can definitely smell the alcohol. Man, I don't even know what I'm getting.
There's some type of fruits. This is literally the second sip I've ever had of this, so I haven't had a lot of time to digest it, but I kind of like trying things for the first time. You know what I mean? Just to try to guess what it is.
It's really weird. There's such an overwhelming amount of alcohol in the smell that it's hard for me to pick up anything.
There is a lot of alcohol in the smell, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I will say this. Like the local barley, you do get a barley cereal characteristic to it.
Absolutely. There's definitely a graininess.
Graininess, like a grainy barley, like oat type of...
Am I getting like a date kind of raisin anything?
I am getting a little bit of honey.
There's a sweetness, but I can't pick it up. I don't know. This one's eluding me, Mike. This one's weird for me.
I would say there's honey, there's barley, there's like a cereal note to it, maybe a little bit of sugar. Now it's opening up a bit. Now it's become a little bit more fruity.
Yeah.
Green apple,
There's
maybe.
Definitely something.
Green apple.
Let me walk away from it. put it away for a second. I need some peanut butter to smell. That is a strange, strange nose. Never had one like this.
It's
Never had one like this.
It would almost. I almost think that it would help if it was bottled with slightly lesser alcohol content.
Probably.
So after I take a quick sip of this, I'm gonna put a little bit of water into it to see if it kind of changes. I appreciate a good 100 proof whiskey. It's not that.
Boy, it is thick, isn't it?
It is thick. It's oily. At least the way it looks on the glass, it looks
Look at
oily.
that. It's just now barely starting to run. That's crazy.
But it is very.
I have to taste it while you're talking, Mike.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. It is very alcohol front. I will say that. More so in the local barley, which sort of seems strange. Because I thought the local barley, I wasn't a huge fan of the taste, but with the local barley, I was a huge fan of the smell. I thought it smelled fantastic. This one, it is fruity. It does have a little bit of honey, a little bit of sweetness from the honey. But I'm having a little bit. I'm gonna add some water here after this first sip. Billy, what do you get on the palate?
Definitely, there's some honey note there. Man, it is strange. You can really taste the alcohol, but you do get there's something sweet there. I don't know if it's honey or caramel or maybe just a fruit that I can't identify. Or if I almost feel like I'm picking up like a raisiny thing, like a date. Like I don't know. It's such a weird. I don't know. I'm like this one's got me, man.
Well, again, alcohol front. I get more bitter chocolate on the sides kind of when I exhale. I thought on the palate I was getting a little bit more fruit. I can't, if there's a fruit.
I'm getting fruit.
It's a fresh tree fruit. Orchard fruit, meaning an apple. I think it's a green apple.
Maybe.
Now looking at Glenfiddich 12. You know Glenfiddich 12, remember, if you remember that review? It was a green apple. It's a little bit of that. It's a little bit of honey. I did initially get some bitterness, some dark chocolate bitterness on the side, maybe a little bit of espresso cream that kind of quickly faded.
I'm still tasting the grainy quality, like the malty, like
cereal kind of note.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you ever had like Wheaties,
yeah,
like you thought it was Breakfast of Champions, it was just terrible cereal.
It was just awful.
Right. Right.
Pictures on the front.
Cereal is just how much sugar you want to put on it.
Right.
It's all terrible for you. But it kind of has like, before you like put milk in it, a dried Wheaties kind of characteristic to it. I gotta tell you, I had higher expectations for this because I thought the local barley had a great nose, and even though it had a taste that didn't have a lot of layers to it, I'd assumed this would be a better version. Maybe just haven't had enough time with it. So let's do this. Since I had a little bit of water, let's go back to it just to see if, because again, I just think that this bottle maybe is at too high of an ABV initially.
Maybe. What is it? What is it?
50, 100 proof.
50 straight. Okay.
Straight 50, straight up 100 proof. Which, if that's the case, that's fine because I can add water and adjust it accordingly. It does soften up with water quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm getting closer on whatever that fruit is. Is it a pear?
I really don't know.
You know what it's like? It's like a light banana, maybe. Just a really light, just a touch of banana peel.
And pineapple. Oh, that's juicy fruit. Just kidding.
Which, banana is kind of a sign of a young whiskey.
There may be some banana there now you talk. Or are you talking me into this, Mike?
Am I talking this a banana?
It kind of does smell like banana now. I think he's tricking me. I think he's doing the Hannibal Lecter thing. Like
a firm banana. Firm.
Really? They're
firm,
almost green.
Yeah, green banana almost. I think that's the fruit I'm picking up. Because I think the sweetness it's easy to misconstrue sweetness as a fruity or a sugary note, or maybe even honey. I think it's a banana with a little bit of honey and a little bit of sugar. That's the three elements that I'm picking up.
Am I crazy? Really, I'm not sure what I'm getting at all. I'm like, this one is really confusing me.
It's hard when it's the first time you've had it, because we're really shooting from the hip on that one. But again, tell me, if you guys have had experience with this, I haven't been able to watch a review on it. I haven't been able to really look up to see what flavors the bottling notes even say they are. But to me, I'm getting green banana, maybe a green apple, green banana, green apple, a little bit of honey, a little bit of sugar. On the nose. Let me go in for the second taste with water. Billy, what are you getting?
Didn't change it for me. Didn't change it for me. I don't know. It's very strange. I am getting that little bit of bittery chocolate thing though you're talking about.
initially, right? When you swallow,
Yeah.
it kind of creeps in to the lower part of the jaw.
I don't know.
And then maybe a little bit of spice.
It's got a little spice in there.
This, you know what? I'll say the same thing about this as I said about the local barley. If it was twice as old, I bet it'd be a really, really, really nice whiskey. This just feels a bit young to me, like the local barley.
It's a little antiseptic-y. It's a little...
Not in a bad way. I mean, it has its place.
I wouldn't buy this.
I don't know what this costs. I think it's like $60, $70 roughly.
That's a lot. Maybe it's the bottle that costs so much.
Well, yeah, because this distillery, you know, even with the black art, it's a high price for that. So it feels like this distillery charges you a premium for the whiskeys that you get.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, that's just my opinion. We're
Paying
just
for the name, kind of?
Well, I guess. You know, we're just guys we're just giving you what we get. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is something that connoisseurs can pick apart, you know, better than I can. But I'm just getting, like I said, the 3 basic flavors. When you do swallow, you do get the chocolate and the bitterness, which is nowhere on the nose.
No, it's like...
But it's on the palate, you know what I mean? It's nowhere on the nose, but it's on the palate.
It's like, where'd that come from? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's strange.
It's another whiskey where you smell it and you think you're going to get this range of taste, and then you taste it and you're like, well, that was completely wrong.
Yep, you don't.
Wasn't even close on that one. Wasn't even close on that one. So, Billy, first the score, where are you at on this one? This is a hard one to judge. I'm probably going to be slightly unfair and saying 86 out of 100.
That's exactly where I was at. Exactly where I was at.
The longer it sits with water, the nose does keep opening up.
Yeah.
But just,
I don't think...
similar to, okay, so what I'll say about this, I think the local barley had a better nose. Mm-hmm. I think this has a more interesting taste than the local barley.
Yeah.
Just because of the chocolate and the bitterness, like right at the beginning, I think it has a little bit longer of a finish, which I guess taste and finish is a good thing. Yeah. But I love the nose of a whiskey.
Right.
My first whiskey, not to drink every day, but my first whiskey on that day, I'll sit there and take my time with it. My girlfriend will often say, "Jesus, are you going to get around to drinking that thing?" But I love the nose of a whiskey, of a good whiskey, or even a decent whiskey.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm an 86. You're also an 86 out of 100.
I am.
So, as always, we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if we earned it, give us a thumbs up. Cost you nothing.
Hit the like button.
If you haven't already, subscribe.
Sum it up.
Be part of the conversation. If you guys have had this bottle, tell me what you think of this bottle. Maybe we're being too critical. Maybe we're just savages who don't have a palate to appreciate it. Maybe.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe. We did the Blantons just before this, which was a rich, spicy one.
We did.
And I tried to clean my palate and give me about 5-10 minutes in between videos, but I think this is more delicate, even though it's a higher ABV, where that one was so spicy and so rich.
Oh, yeah.
That, it could be not affecting my judgment. I'd like to come back to this maybe in a year or so and see what we think.
This one, if we were camping and there were like 3 of us and we all had ran out of whiskey and the guy that we didn't really want to invite anyway brought this, I would drink it. We're in the woods. What are you going to do? You know what I mean?
If you're in the woods, nothing.
I would drink it.
I would drink anything. I'd drink rum.
Right. Oh.
Vodka.
Would we stoop to rum?
I've had some good rums. Not lately, but I've had some good rums. Anyway, folks, again, we want to thank you for...
Be careful driving out there. It's getting crazy. There was a tornado here in Ohio today.
Maybe they're not in Ohio.
Huh?
Oh, by the way, we gave a shout out to someone in South Africa, or our South African fans for having the longest runtime. Like literally an hour posted the video. A guy from South Africa said, "Hey, from South Africa." It's like whiskey,
what's up,
something whiskey. I can't remember. I should have wrote it down.
I think that South Africans have the coolest accent on the planet.
It's a nice mix of, forgive us if we're wrong, South Africans, but it's a nice mix of British and Australian.
Oh, I think you're right.
It's almost like if you took the Surrey, if you have an iPhone, like most of us do here in the States, if you took Surrey and you mix the British accent and the Australian accent, that to me is a South American accent.
Yeah,
which
I think that's real. I think that's real.
So if any ladies from South Africa
want to say,
talk to us.
Make a video for us.
Yeah, we just want to hear your voice.
Make us a video.
It'd be nice.
What's up?
Anyway, we want to thank you for joining us for another one of Mike and Billy's Whiskey Reviews. And Billy, as always, we wish the folks
happy drinking.
Happy drinking.
Kidding me?